Okay, these are new Kawasaki roses. If you search online, you should come across the Joseph Wu instruction diagram, and it's a pretty good diagram. A different method of folding this. I wouldn't actually say it's easier, but it definitely flows a bit better than the Joseph Wu instructions. But anyway, you can be the judge of that. Okay, we start by doing a square base. Okay. Then we fold edges in, like we're folding a traditional lily. Okay. Then we open up. Okay, what we're going to do now is do this fold. Basically, we're aligning this point with that midline, like so. And then we're folding in half. You notice that we have the white triangle here. You want to keep it in this orientation so that the flower is goes the right direction. If you do it differently, as in you fold it like that, basically if you do this, you will get basically a mirror image. Okay. Okay, next step. We're going to fold at this point to that point, like so. Then we're going to turn it around and fold that point back on itself. And we repeat. Okay, open it up, flip it over, and repeat. So that point to there. That point to there. And that point to there. Okay. Now see where these two lines cross, here and here. You just want to fold this point back on itself and make a crease. Okay. Next, we're folding both layers to meet that edge. And then we're folding that line to that first crease. And then we'll unfold it and folding that line to that crease. Okay. Flip it over and repeat. See what we're doing here, we're actually folding the 16 by 16 grid. But we're doing it such that it's a little bit more, well, I like to think a little bit more fluid. And a little less tedious. Okay. Undo it all. We're going to sink that middle square. Collapse it in. I'm going to fold it around so you get like a windmill effect. Okay, now flip it over. Now, see this line here? We basically have to fold this entire side. So we want to get that back line to match up with there along that diagonal across there. Okay, so watch. It's there. And we'll repeat that on all 4 sides. So again, we're basically taking from that point against this 45-degree angle and folding right across. And repeat. And repeat. Okay, once you've done that, what we're going to do is flip it over, and you see that these are where those folds we just did. What we're going to do is actually fold it right across and reinforce it. Okay, that's completed. Now the sort of like the wings of the windmill, we're just going to fold across and just reinforce those folds backwards. Okay, good. I'm going to fold these edges back just to square them off. This is only temporary because we're using it as a guide to make another crease. Okay. Now, let me get a pen. Now, there's a square that is formed from these parts here. What we're going to do is just fold a diagonal across that. So we're just folding that point to there and making a crease right across that diagonal of that square. Okay, now we're going to repeat that. Okay. Undo those side flaps. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is lift up one of these wings and just there, bend it, like so. Just pinch it. And again, repeat. You should notice that the paper turns as you do that. And it starts forming the shape of the rose, like so. Now what you're going to do is just gently turn each one of these and they will conform to the edge and you will eventually get a cone, like so. Just pinch the tops to reinforce the folds. Okay, and you're going to do the same on the inside. So see these edges, just run your finger and just make sure all the folds are in line. Okay. Now the hardest part of this model I think is this pleat here. Now to do the pleat, just unroll the model a little bit and you're basically going to be folding from, not from this point, from the next square across, and you're folding from that point there to that point, a diagonal. So let me just show you how to do it. There. Just you're folding that diagonal and you're going to carry on that diagonal right to the end of the model. Okay, you're going to repeat that again on full size. So what you can do is just square that off so you can actually use it as a guide and just pinch it across. then repeat again. Again and repeat. Not from that point, the next square along. And basically there's two squares here, you're just doing that diagonal. Like so, and take it across. Okay, undo those. Okay, now you're going to sink them in. So just invert the fold. Okay, now you're going to actually raise this half up. So basically from that midpoint there, just pinch it together like that. And you're lifting this entire section up. You're kind of pinching it upwards. So you're trying to get this to peak up. And as you do that, you're basically just pushing this back in. That will naturally take a curve like that. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. So again, using this part here, like the middle point of that square, and you're basically just pinching this end, lifting that up, like so, then pinching it all together. As you watch, I'm just pinching it together, and it will kind of naturally take on that fold. Just smooth it out a bit. Again, repeat. So pinch there, raise this up. Okay, maybe from a slightly different angle, pinch there, raise that up. Okay, so those are the pleats done. Now we just collapse back into the cone. Like so. Okay, and here comes the part which I find quite confusing in the Joseph Wu diagram, is how to collapse the base. Now, to show you, I will draw the line. It's there. You basically bend this backwards on itself. But as you do, the inner part here will actually collapse it and concertina in. So watch what I'm doing here. Okay. If you actually look at the Joseph Wu diagram, it will probably explain it in paper or on line drawing it a bit better. But by seeing it like this, you can see that it actually goes all the way in, and you actually flatten it down, and this part will naturally lie flat from pre-creases. So you're just doing that like that, like so. Okay, and you can repeat that on all the other sides. As you repeat those, it will eventually collapse in. The last one is always the hardest part to do. So just reinforce the folds, bring it down, reinforce the folds, bring it down. Okay, it will slowly begin to collapse in. It's a bit messy, but what you have to do, as you collapse the base in, reinforce all the folds along the natural fold lines. And there, will collapse into this kind of shape. Just tidy up the sides. Just pinch them down so they conform to the side of the rose. Okay, now flip it over. Now, to finish it, you actually have to fold this part back. So you're going to fold it backwards like that and just reinforce that fold there and collapse it down and pinch it there. Now you're going to repeat that on all the other sides. This is just a pre-crease here, so there and there, there and there. Okay, undo those creases and we're on to the final step. Now we're basically lifting this triangle bit up and we're inverting the fold along here. Pinch that there, and I tend to fold just the edge bit back to make it a bit easier for myself, and it also gives it a coloured edge. And then you just bring this down, then repeat on the other sides. So lift it up, invert the fold, bring that part down, lift it up, invert the fold, bring that part down, lift it up, bend that back, and invert the fold. Okay, and that completes the kawasaki folding. But to finish off the flower, you need to lift open and basically curl it a bit. So I'm using a wooden skewer and just gently lift up each one of the petals. Okay, curl the petals back. And just smooth them out with the rounded edge of a pencil or a wood skewer or the back of a paintbrush. Okay, and that's the finished Kawasaki rose.